Hey gang, so today's video is sponsored by GEEONE, and they have sent the 42 Cosmo XX in Zerk. This retails for $159.90, and you can get it on GEEONE. You can use the code thefidgetfix to get 10% off. Now, you may remember a while back, I reviewed this. I reviewed this about a year ago, I think. And it was a borrowed fidget from somebody, and I loved it, and I really wanted one. Well, GEEONE finally sent one. Now, why am I gonna review this again? First, it's sponsored, so obviously I'm gonna give it a second review, right? That's just what you do, that's the game, man. But at the same time, I did learn something interesting about a little bit of maintenance on this and what to do to make it look nicer. I think that's worth a little bit of a review. Let's get under the camera and have a look. It's the 42 Cosmo XX. Let's go. Okay, here we go with the 42 XX, not the XXL, which I just reviewed not that long ago, but the 42X, which I reviewed about 8 months ago. Now, when I got that 42X, that was something that a friend had loaned to me, and I really liked it, but I had to give it back, and I wasn't sure if I liked it because I had to give it back or not. So when GEEONE sent this to me, I was actually really excited because I got to kind of test it out again. And I have to say, I actually just genuinely really love this thing. This to me is the perfect car fidget because you can play with it, but it doesn't come apart. So you don't lose the pieces in the car. And if you followed my channel at all, you know that when I have car fidgets, I only really bring things in the car that can't separate. You know, just a little less dangerous, I guess, while you're driving. Now, the one thing, I did take this apart in my review those 8 months ago, so this isn't really so much a breakdown of taking it apart and looking at the magnets and stuff, but this is a tip video because one of the things when I got it, and I'm going to show the picture here, it was a light gray. And Zerk is typically dark black. I know it doesn't start out black. Zerk starts out the same color as anything else, but when it gets heated, it gets black. This one was a little bit lighter, and GEEONE actually reached out to me and told me that 42 Cosmo actually recommended a little bit of lubricating oil to darken it up. And at first I was really hesitant because I'm like, I don't want to screw up this thing, but I tried it, and I'm going to show you guys what I did, and it made a huge difference. So here's the before, and here's the after, and then literally here's the after in the video. So I'm going to actually show you what I did. And this I think will apply to any Zerk slider really. Now, if your Zerk slider is already dark black or, you know, a deep color, don't worry about it. But if you've noticed it a little bit lighter, then I'm just going to show you how simple this is to do with some lubricating oil. Now, when I did the full plates, I took them right off because I didn't want the oil kind of, you know, seeping in here. So I took the plates off and then I applied the lubricating oil. But for now, I'm just going to do a little bit and just to show you how simple it is and how safe it is. So I went out and I just went to the hardware store and I just got very basic lubricating oil. And then just a little bowl. Now, I have no idea. Don't ask me if other oils will work. I honestly don't know. They said lubricating oil, so I followed instructions and I got lubricating oil, and it really helped. So you can either slather it on, you can dunk it in the oil first and rub it on, but I find the issue with that is the oil gets soaked up into the rag. So what I was doing was just taking a Q-tip, and I'll show you here. So just take the, now let me find a spot because one of the things that I've found is the inner edges. I think I missed the first time I did this. You're probably not going to really notice, but like there's a tiny little area in here that I missed. So it's a little bit lighter. So I take the Q-tip, run it inside that corner. Corners are always a little tough, a little tricky to get stuff in there. Any of these little gaps. And then once it's in, you can just see once you just sort of rub it, it blends in really, really well, and it just brings that color back. So this is something you might want to try. If you have an old Zerk slider, right, that you think may have lost its, lost its luster a little bit, then absolutely try just a little bit of lubricating oil and see what it does, because it made a huge difference in this. So again, quick quick video on this, because like I said, we've already taken this apart. We've already looked at it in a previous video. This is also kind of an awkward way to rotate it, but you can do it. You know what? Okay, listen, I know some of you just seen the channel for the first time, so let's just open it. Okay, let's do it. So take back everything I said. All right, so now what's important is before I open this, I'm going to close it so that the magnets stick to the magnets on the other side and they'll stay in place. Okay. So this is the lid. Now, again, just Zerk lid. And we can see in here, we've got our 4 batteries, or why do I always say batteries? Magnets. These are not batteries. These are magnets. And we've got these little holes, and I'm not really sure what these holes are for, other than maybe you can put in some smaller magnets. I guess you could kind of play with it a little bit. And then we have this post, and the post is attached to this side, and that's what allows it to slide, in 4 directions. It's really pretty simple. So we close it. Let's put it back together. Now, while I'm doing this, I do have to say this is still, this is one of my absolute favorite sliders. I prefer this over the XXL. I find the XXL has a bit too much movement, too many options. This is just kind of this perfect, like up, down, left, right, that's it. And then spin. So the post is here, and the post is moving up along the tracks. Which is why when you move it, if you try to move it from this side, the post is still in the middle of the space, but this lid is now rotating around that middle post. So it's a completely different movement. It's kind of awkward. It's not my favorite to do because it just sort of feels weird, but I'm sure, there are people out there that may use it this way. But honestly, this is all it needs. So that's it, gang. So you can get it on GEEONE for $159.90, and if you use the code thefidgetfix, you get 10% off. Honestly, this is always going to be one of my favorites. Absolutely. Okay, let me clean this up. All right, gang. Thanks for watching.